Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking about your specific person and what to do when you find yourself in a place where you're really missing them, you're wanting to reach out, you're wanting to connect, and what you want to do in those moments, because there are times where we're going to miss our specific persons and it's part of the process. It's natural, it's beautiful. That is what we're talking about today. Stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie. I'm a qualified life coach, an author, and I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville. It is the stories that we tell that create our reality. So if you want to change any part of your reality, you need to start by first changing the story in consciousness. And if you want to create the most amazing reality, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories, and that is where these teachings can help. If you would like support and assistance with retelling any story in your life so that you can experience a new reality, I am available for one-to-one coaching. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is the ultimate story you want to be telling. Or if you just want to stay connected, I am on Instagram. All of those details are in the comments box below, so check that out. Okay, let's get into it. So today we are talking about your specific person and what to do if you find yourself in a place where you're really missing them. Because if you are in a no contact situation, or even if you're just like, maybe you are in a relationship with your specific person and things aren't going as you would like them to be, or whatever the situation, you may find yourself in a state where you're just really missing them. You're missing them holding you, you're missing being with them, hanging out with them, doing things with them, like whatever it is. If you find yourself in a place of missing them, there's a number of things that's going on in that state of consciousness that will inform you as to where you want to go with your consciousness. Because obviously we don't want to stay in a state of missing our specific people. That's not why we're in relationship. We're not in relationship to miss people, but that's part of relationships from time to time. Or even if you're in a really loving relationship and your partner's away for a while and you find yourself missing them, it's just part of being in a relationship. Let's go back to basics. I always like to go back to basics because it's a good place to start. So you are the creators of your reality, meaning you are the cause of what is getting outpictured in your physical experience. So the way we do that is through our consciousness. So the stories and the assumptions that we're holding in consciousness get pushed out and reflected back as our physical experience. Essentially, it's light reflecting back light. That is what this is. This is a dream, as Neville would say, and we have forgotten that we are the dreamers, although thanks to his teachings, we are in the process of remembering and awakening and returning to being the conscious dreamers that we all want to be. So you are the cause of your reality, and your reality is an outpicturing of what is going on for you in consciousness, which is awesome because you can actually see the quality of your consciousness. However, there is a little bit of a lag time with reality. Sometimes what can happen is you might be experiencing a reality and being like, I didn't create this. How on earth did I create this? But however, if you think back, you can actually pinpoint a time where you did have that thought or you were thinking about that thing or whatever. Not always, that's just sometimes. So there can be a lag time, which is why sometimes this can be a little bit confusing and we're like, I didn't create that. But yes, you did. If you want to be the creators of your reality, then you have to take responsibility for it. That is the deal. You cannot play victim and be the creator at the same time. You cannot serve two masters. So thankfully with these teachings, you get the information and the resources that you need in order to choose to be the creator of your reality. You are anyway, whether you know it or not. So when it comes to your relationship and specific people, I'm aware, and it was the same for myself, that a lot of times it's a relationship that brought us back into these teachings or to these teachings. And it's often a relationship breakdown or something's not working and we go searching for answers. So thanks to, I look back on the relationship that I was in. It wasn't even a relationship really, it was a situationship, if that's what you want to call it, a shitty one, based on my old shitty story. And thanks to that wonderful, painful experience, I went looking for answers as to how I could do this differently, because that was not my, this is not my first rodeo. And that was not my first shitty relationship that I've been in. And I was like, I can't be going through this again. Like I really, I cannot be repeating this same pattern, having repeated it so many times before. So out of pain and desperation, I went looking for answers, and thank God I came across the law of assumption and Neville. and I began really applying the teachings. However, I was still a long way, well, not a long way, but I was still a little bit off because I was really applying them to get my person at that time to do what I wanted him to do, not really realizing that he was an outpicturing of my consciousness about men and relationships and of course myself, and all of that was muddled up in this one little situation that was proving to be very uncomfortable. And since then, I've come a long way, thank goodness, and I'm sure you have too, but it is often specific people that bring us into these teachings, thank goodness for them. And so I look back on that person and I'm incredibly grateful. And I can also see him now for what he was, which was a perfect reflection of what was going on in my consciousness at that time, which had been there for a really long time. It was passed on to me from my parents, and I grew up with that, believing that that's what was true. That was true about myself, that was true about men, that was true about relationships. And thanks to these teachings, I've been able to rewrite those stories, revise the unfavorable narratives that were playing out, and start to experience different realities, which is amazing. It is awesome, and that is why I'm doing these videos, because I'm so passionate about this, because this does work. This is the key to life. Thank God. Thank imagination. Thank Neville. Thank you. Like, this is, you know, these teachings really are amazing. So what to do when you find yourself in a state of missing your specific person? Now, when you are in a state of missing them, that can mean a few different things. One, if you're in a favorable situation with your specific person and they're not currently, like they're not in your reality in that particular moment, and you find yourself missing them, that can be a really favorable thing where you're just remembering them for just their goodness and their, like, all the things that you love about them. And that missing of them is a good thing, where it makes you feel good and you're really looking forward to seeing them, and you know that you're going to have a good time when you see them again. Like, that can be a favorable missing, where there's not so much of an attachment because you know you're going to see them. You've got faith. So you're probably in the relationship and you're just doing different things, and you'll come back and meet back later. So that's obviously a favorable side of missing your specific person. Now, the unfavorable experience of missing them is when there is a neediness and a wanting and a not having. So if you are in the state of missing your specific person where it's coming from a place of lack, so in the other example I used, there's a fullness, there's an abundance, there's a faith, there's a knowing that you're going to see them again and you're looking forward to it, and you're just enjoying missing them, really, because you can enjoy missing people, and it's really good to miss people, because then when you come back together, it's like amazing and you're really grateful and you experience even more of each other because, you know, you've been apart and then you come back together and it's just a really beautiful experience. That's the one side. That's coming from an abundant place. But the other side of missing is where you're coming from a place of lack, where you don't have that person in your life and you are feeling lacking. So you don't have them, you want them. There's a sense of neediness, there's a sense of like grasping, wanting to perhaps reach out, wanting them to text you, wanting to reach into reality and manipulate it and get an outcome that's going to take away that feeling of missing them, sense of lack, that void within us, and we want to reach to that specific person and like bring them in order to fill a void that we are not wanting to feel within ourselves. So if you know that that's the kind of the state that you might be in, then there is something that you can do about that. And it's very close to the example that I just shared earlier. What you want to do is be in a state of knowing, like if this is a person that you want in your reality, they're not currently in your reality, you want to flip it to having them in your reality. And how do you do that? You do that in your consciousness. Everything starts from consciousness. All of your reality comes from consciousness. So if you know that you're in that state of missing your specific person and it's coming from a place of lack, meaning that you're not having them and you don't know when you're going to see them again, that is going to create more of that lack and more of that missing them. What you want to do is, however you do it, trick yourself into feeling into having them in your reality, having them in your life, knowing that you're going to see them later today. So they might not be in your reality now, but you can still create the sensation of knowing that you're going to be seeing them later on. Perhaps they're coming over for dinner or you're going out to a date. Like, put yourself in the state of consciousness of what it's like to know that you're about to meet them on a date. So you're going out to dinner, you've made plans, you're feeling excited, you're thinking about what you're going to wear. All of those techniques shift the state of consciousness, and then you want to hold and persist with that state of consciousness, even if it takes weeks. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because if you know that you're going to see them again and you can't wait to see them and you're really looking forward to seeing them and it's really exciting, that is going to shift your state of consciousness from missing them in a place of lack to missing them from a place of abundance. There is a real difference in those two states of missing your specific person, and you know which one you're in. And it's super easy to flip into the one where you're coming from a place of abundance, of having them in your life, even if they're not currently in your reality in that particular moment. You can still create the state of consciousness of being excited to see them, knowing that you're going to see them. You may not know when that is. It doesn't matter. That's how reality organizes itself. That's how powerful you are. But that's the difference between missing them from a place of lack and missing them from a place of abundance. You want to come from missing them from a place of abundance, knowing that you're going to see them, knowing that you're going to hear from them, feeling excited about having your arms around them and having them hold you again, kissing them, feeling them, doing whatever it is you want to do to them, and knowing that they're going to do it to you. Like, whatever it is, get yourself into that state and then persist and hold that state of consciousness, knowing that your reality has to reflect your state of consciousness back. Sorry, the video just went weird. That's all I wanted to share with you. I hope that has helped. Please remember, you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. This is my wish for you. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and share. And make sure you click that subscribe button, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.